Hey guys, welcome or welcome back. My name is Crystal, and in today's video, I am going to be restoring this beast of a piece. This video is part of the Unique Antique Challenge in collaboration. This challenge is hosted by myself and Andy over at Flip Pop. The theme for this challenge is vintage revival. So I'm going to do my best to restore this beauty to its most natural, original state as possible. So here we are assessing the situation. There's a ton of holes, tons of scratches. I am just going to do my best and try and fill all of those and repair those. You can see at one point this was probably mounted to a wall or something like that because part of the top ledge area overhang is missing as well. So not sure how I'm going to fix that quite just yet without having to replace the whole entire top, which I definitely won't be doing that. Big giant long drawers. I do have the drawer pull for this right here. We're missing some wood here, and it's just really horribly dirty and stinky. Should be fun. I'm going to be using this TSP to clean it. I'm adding 1/4 of a cup to 2 gallons of warm water.
I'm wearing some super heavy duty rubber gloves. You definitely don't want to get this stuff on your skin. And I'm using some old rags from a cut up t-shirt, and I'm just going to clean this really well. It's filthy. I've had this piece sitting in my inventory for about 4 years now. I just knew it was going to be a massive job, and it's just been sitting forever.
Nasty. Bucket number 3. Gross.
After approximately 15 buckets of dirty water later, I had a little bit of some Smart Strip paint stripper left that I wanted to use to get some of this old finish off of the top. I like this product because it is virtually smell-free. It doesn't bother me at all. It's like a paste. It's not gooey or gunky like some of those chemical strippers are, and it's just much more eco-friendly. So I'm just going to apply it on thickly, but I do not have a whole lot left in this can, so I'm just kind of using it a little bit sparingly. And then after that, I'm going to add some plastic bags to the top. You can use saran wrap, but I have plenty of plastic bags handy. You definitely don't want to put any printed ink downward onto the stripper product because the ink will transfer onto your wood. So make sure you leave any printed ink facing upward if you are using plastic bags like me. I've learned in the past that it's important to not let this stuff dry. You definitely want to get to it while it's still wet to scrape it off. So I usually wait about 15 to 20 minutes depending on how thick I put it on and what the temperature is outside. As I lift off the plastic grocery bags, I'm using a plastic scraper to just kind of work in small sections to remove the stripper and the finish. I do switch to a metal scraper here in a second because the plastic one wasn't doing a super great job. Don't forget to check out the playlist at the end of this video. It will be linked on the end screen, and it will also be down in the description. There is going to be an amazing list of participants that will be joining this challenge. Another thing I like about this stripper, it's soap and water cleanup. So to remove the excess residue of the stripper on this piece, I'm just using soap and water and some steel wool. And I'm just using some elbow grease, cleaning that all off. When it was all dried and all cleaned, I started sanding it. I started off with an 80 grit sandpaper and then smoothed everything out with a 120 grit. I had several repairs I had to make, and one of those repairs consisted of gluing pieces of wood back into place and splintered wood that was peeling. And I just used my favorite Gorilla brand wood glue and some painter's tape to keep that all from shifting and moving and hold it down into place. There was this really super dark spot on the top. I wasn't sure if it was a water stain or an oil stain, but I have had really great success in the past using Barkeeper's Friend and making a paste on water stains to lighten them. So I thought I would give this a try and see if it did anything. Unfortunately, it didn't seem to help very much. So my only conclusion with that is that this was definitely an oil stain or something like that. There were some pretty large chunks of wood missing from the top and some other places. So I'm going to be using an epoxy quick wood product that I've never tried before. So I'm starting out by prepping this little area and I'm giving it a little bit of a sanding and a good cleaning before I add my epoxy mixture. I'm cutting a small section of this epoxy and I'm going to knead it really well until the colors mix completely. I normally use a wood Bondo, but I was intrigued by this product because you can kind of mold it to a specific shape if needed. And I have a corner of one of the drawers that has a pretty good sized chunk missing out of it. So I thought this would be something I would like to try to see if I can reshape that corner. After this epoxy putty was thoroughly mixed, I just took a small piece and just pressed it into the area that I needed to fill. For the gouge in the corner, I did the same thing. I just gave it a quick sanding and I cleaned it, and I kind of rolled the epoxy up into my hand and made it just the right size to fit in there, and I just kind of molded it to the shape of the corner, and I feel like it worked really well. I was really happy with the results. The only thing about this wood epoxy putty is that it is not stainable, so you definitely need to keep that in mind if you are planning on staining a piece versus painting something. I cleaned the whole entire piece again, and then I gave it a wipe down with mineral spirits and waited for it to dry completely before my next step. I'm going to use a pre-stain wood conditioner, and I'm using an old sock. And if there's anybody out there that is ex-military, you might recognize the sock. It's totally an Army issued one. And I'm just applying this pre-stain conditioner on to the whole entire piece. I'm going with the direction of the wood grain. Per the directions, you are supposed to wait 2 to 5 minutes to wipe it off, but I'm applying it and then wiping it off immediately. This cabinet was dry as a bone. It soaked up the wood conditioner like a sponge. If you are enjoying this video so far, please hit that subscribe button and like the video and comment below. I super appreciate it. It helps my channel out a lot, and it lets YouTube's algorithm know that other people might enjoy this video as well. One of the major issues with this cabinet was it had this really weird smell. My husband and I are both in debate. He says it smells like mouse pee. I said it was just an old musty smell. Regardless, either way, it stunk. So I'm using a spray lacquer in a can, and I'm going to just spray it down really good to try and seal in that smell. This is definitely a little trick that has worked well for me in the past. Let's see if it works on this piece. Do you guys remember I said before that this epoxy wood putty does not accept stain? Well, here is where we have to get a little bit creative. I'm taking my sandpaper and I'm just kind of smoothing out all the rough areas and getting it nice and flush. Then I'm just using some water to clean that surface up a little bit and get all those little particles off. I grabbed a handful of brown colored pencils, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to try and match up that wood grain with all of these color pencils. I also took some various color brown wood fillers and brown wood markers to kind of help blend everything together and get everything to match up really well. My original plan for this piece was to have it stained in this dark hickory color, but once I applied the stain, I immediately hated it. So I had to strip everything off. Thankfully, I didn't get too far. I only did the top and the top drawer. I went ahead and sanded it all off and then reapplied the wood conditioner one more time. After I removed the stain and conditioned the wood again, once the wood conditioner was dry, I used a clear matte polyacrylic and a sponge applicator to apply it. I did 3 coats on the entire thing, on the drawers and the sides, and I did 5 coats onto the top. I really feel like the natural wood color was the best choice. After seeing what it looked like with the dark wood stain on there, I am much more happy with this decision. I'm going to use Howard's Feed and Wax to condition the drawers and just make them look a little bit better. This also has an amazing smell to it, which is also going to help with the stinky drawer smell. And it just kind of rejuvenates everything. I'm going to be adding some candle wax onto the drawer slides, and this is just going to help those drawers open and close a lot easier. And also, it smells really good, so it's also going to help with the stinky cabinet smell. I cleaned the drawer pulls, but I really loved all that authentic, rusty, and aged patina on there. So I really wanted to leave most of that. I just wanted to get off the dirt and the dust. When I finished cleaning them, I screwed them all back on. And now that we are coming towards the end of this project, sadly, I was not able to finish. I felt really stuck with what to do about the trim around the bottom as well as the missing part of the top. Because this piece is so heavy, I did purchase these casters, but I'm not sure if I want to add them. What are your thoughts on what I should do with this bottom piece of trim? Should I cut off the excess? And for the top, I was kind of thinking I could unscrew it and move it over just a couple of inches so that way there's a lip on either side of the cabinet. Or should I just leave it the way it is? What do you guys think? And what are your thoughts on the casters? Are you team caster or team no caster? Let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to check out the playlist of all the participants in this challenge. Let's have a quick look at the before of this beast of a piece. Approximately 15 dirty water buckets later, and the end result is beautiful. Even if I didn't get to finish it, I got really, really close. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope I have inspired you. And I hope you all have a great day.